Welcome, guys, and today is a special video, a very special video. As you can see, I'm a Marvel fan, a huge Marvel fan since I was a kid, Spider-Man. But I also grew up with DC, so I also grew up with DC. But I love Marvel, but I like DC. They're both like the top dogs. But anyway, I'm here to talk about, and if you guys have seen the trailer, I think you know where I'm going with this. I'm talking about the Joker trailer. And even though I'm not a huge fan of like society, like I'm not smart in society stuff, alright? So I'm just gonna talk about how what I think of society and how society is in the movie and how that affected Arthur. So this is gonna be a long video. I don't know how many minutes it's gonna be because I'm gonna be detailed, but not that detailed. So, if you guys want to stick around and like before you watch the video, like the subject, if you have a hard trouble watching discussion videos that are more than 20 minutes, then I won't recommend it. But if you can stay around for 20 minutes or more, then you're good. Alright, so Joker, right? Arthur. So let's begin. So in the trailer, we see how if you guys have seen the trailer, I think you guys have. We see that Arthur has a disability, alright? And I don't know what type of disability. And his mother also has a disability, but Arthur is taking care of his mom, and you know. And he tells us that his mother tells him to smile, right? No matter what, like, the world needs a smile. And then, like, I'm gonna get into the gist like in a minute. And then we see how Gotham. I think the movie's gonna be set in the 80s. How Gotham is like a bad place. How Arthur told us that is it just me or is the world getting crazier? And to be honest, it is. It truly is. But I don't know how crazy from back then to like this. So anyway, back to thing, and later on to my thing. Like we see that Arthur is like he's poor, struggling to live. As we see those stairs that are metaphorical. Sorry for my stuttering. That he has a hard trouble walking up the stairs, and bring a smile to the world, like his mother says. And then he goes to Gotham Hospital, and this is my thing with like that scene. He's keeping his sanity to himself. Like I've seen some comments on the trailer that says that the crazy person in the like next to him is like a person who just went on crazy for like like yeah. And like Arthur is keeping his sanity to himself. But this is how I see it since this is the Joker. Alright? So this is my thing. The crazy guy who's like twitching on the bed, maybe that's two things. How the world is during that time, crazy how Arthur told us, or that's the internal how Arthur feels on the inside due to his slow metamorphosis to the Joker. So the crazy guy may represent the craziness of Gotham, of society, or the external conflict that Arthur is beginning to have, slowly turning as the Joker. So going more in depth, and now I'm gonna talk about the how I see some of the scenes. So we see how these kids or like teens, Jack, Arthur's like sign, and he's like pushing him to like get him, right? So he in this part in that scene of the trailer, he already has a problem with society. Society's a problem to him, sort of. Alright, so he told us that it's crazy and it's like, oh, violence and all this stuff. And then when the kid or teen slams the sign to his face, I think that's a metaphor or a theme of society finally giving him the final hit, like the final hit for his insanity. So it's like that sign slamming on his face was like the wake up call, like the boom, like the reality check of society, like the final slap of how Arthur describes the world as being dangerous, crazy. So that sign slamming on his face was like a metaphor, I believe, of how like society on his timeline, like on Gotham, finally hit him. Like, l- like for example, us like some of us are like like we're having trouble with like this parts of society and stuff. And then like when something really bad happens, it's like a slam on our faces to like to realize that it's just nuts. So that sign slamming to Arthur's face was just like the final like slap of society that turned him into the Joker. So Arthur, huh? The Joker. So we know that people who are strong at soul, like in this comment I saw on YouTube, that society can get to you if you have like a delicate soul. Like if you get hurt easily or like if it bothers you too much, then society will consume you. And since Arthur is an innocent soul with a disability, it's hard for him to keep that balance of don't listen to society, listen to like the smiling place of the world, like the happy place of the world. So he has a struggle with that, just like us have a struggle. Like example for me, I don't want to say I'm a saint, but like I'm a good person. I despise violence and all that stuff. But we see it in like in the news. Like back then, they would show like, oh, little girl gets her dog back, or like legs, arms and stuff. Like oh, getting like a robotic arm, or like happy stuff. But now it's just school shootings, uh rape, and like like all this negativity is sometimes getting on my head. And that's the theme of the Joker trailer. Like that's the theme. How Arthur told us that society is getting crazier. And I don't know about society today, but I've seen a ton of like YouTube videos saying that society today is like oversensitive, like they get offended by the smallest of things. I don't know what the fudge. Like I'm not even gonna talk about that. So anyway, like just watching the bad stuff on the news is kind of getting on my head. And my mother tells me like don't listen to it. Like you know how people say like don't let society get to you? It did to Arthur. It did to a poor soul. It did. Whoops. Hold on. Like it did to Arthur. Oh, this is falling. Like it did to Arthur. Like society got to him because he's a poor soul, like an innocent, sweet soul that he got slammed with the final hit of society with that sign that slowly transformed him into the Joker. Now onto the other scenes, like on the subway scene. Shit. Like on the subway scene. Should testify. Like he's laughing, but he's also crying. It's like laugh at your own problems. That's what people say to us, right? Like, oh, don't be down. Like, laugh at your own mistakes. But I believe in the subway, that's like, I'm not good at math, but let's say thirds. The one third of him slowly turning into the Joker was with that final slap on the face of society. Two, two of the thirds is on the subway. He's laughing at his own problem, or he's just laughing because like when the guy tells him like what's so funny, he's crying. So I believe that Arthur, I'm just gonna hold this. That like Arthur is just laughing like he feels like sad, right? Sad and depressed. I don't know, but he's laughing at his own sadness. Like he's laughing at his own problem, while he's also crying because it's too much for him to handle. So he's just like, oh, like, and we don't know if his mother will die or not. So I think like he just really settled on how society is and how he's gonna live with it, and he's just like crying, but also laughing at himself, like, I cannot do the Joker laugh. I'm sorry, I'm not Mark Hamill. So he's just laughing at his mistakes. Well, not mistakes, but his problems, right? Like whatever you do, like in the song that's playing, like smile even though your heart is aching. So he's just laughing, but also letting it out. And then his final transformation to the Joker, the third, like the full pizza, is when the guy punches him. Like, what's so funny? Boom, and he's like, freak. Like, like when he got slammed on the face with the sign, he saw that he's like twitching, and that's like kind of like like his transformation into the Joker. And when he gets punched on the subway, that was like the final full circle for him to turn into the Joker, right? And then we see him like at the bar or like at the stand-up comedy where he's like, doing like the forced Joker laugh. I think that's just him trying to laugh out. Like in his mind, he like, and in some of us, we see like like all this negativity or just like like bad stuff on society. But then we just give like a forceful laugh so people can see that we're not crazy or we're not sad. Like we all do that when we're sad. Like we do like forced laughs so people won't worry, or just to double check that we're not like crazy or something like that. So with like Arthur, he's giving that forceful laugh like on the um he's giving his forceful laugh to make sure that he's still himself or slowly turning into the Joker, like the prototype laugh of the Joker. And um him, right, being an innocent soul, he's beginning to transform into the Joker because of what Gotham is doing to him. And then we later see with him like on the makeup, and then like getting like slowly turning into the Joker again. Oh my god, I'm repeating myself. And then we see him, right, like with his full Joker costume. That's like, I think like after the hit on the subway, and then we see him in that bathroom like slowly dancing and like doing like a circus act or something. That was like, boom, Arthur is dead, Joker has risen. Like Gotham killed sweet innocent Arthur and brought this monster to society. And this is more realistic than in the Joker from The Dark Knight. There was a theory that he's a soldier with PTSD. That's realistic. That's realistic. It's like an iconic movie Joker. But also Joaquin is gonna be like a good Joker too, like an icon, like up there with like the Dark Knight Joker. Because like in the 80s, 90s Batman movie, Joker became the Joker because he fell into chemicals, and then like, oh, I'm crazy because I fell in these chemicals. Now I'm nuts. But that's not really realistic. Realistic is to make us feel sad, like sympathize with the character, and we see with Phoenix's Joker that he gets thrown into like society that's like messing him up, and then finally slamming that reality check on how society is, and turning him into the Joker. So the chemicals didn't turn him into the Joker. Society did. How he said, society is dangerous. It's crazy, and honestly, it is how it is today. Like I don't know if society's gonna turn for the better or worse. We don't know that. But the theme of the trailer is that there's like a damn fly over here. That any one of us can become the Joker. That's what the theme of the trailer represents. If we let society get on our heads, we're gonna go mad. Any of us can become the Joker. Like any of us. Like if you're strong headed, we all have our point of break. We can take so much until we finally break. So for Arthur, since he has a mental disorder, he doesn't know how to, cope with his feelings or something. So, bring a smile and then like slap on society, and then he's just like, oh, like slowly dying and turning into the Joker. We can all be nuts, right? We can all go mad at some point. It's not the matter of time, it's the matter of when. We can take so much until we finally snap. And I'm guessing that's what happened with Arthur before the movie. Like, he already knew that society was dangerous and crazy, and like all that built up, and then he finally snapped when that sign slapped on his face. And honestly, that's crazy and scary, right? Like, people may say, like, oh, Joker's just a movie, he's just a crazy guy. Like, like, there are crazy guys out there who kill, like, for fun and all that stuff. But this Joker is telling us anyone can become the Joker. It's just a matter of when, not time. It's just a matter of when. And to be honest, that is kind of scary because, like, you can see this sweet, innocent soul, like, on your street or something. And then, like, years later, they turn into, like, not gonna say psychopaths, but, like, kind of, like, worried looking people. Like, so that you have this neighbor, it's, like, all sweet and nice. And then, like, in a few years, she seemed, like, all depressed, or she, like, all depressed, and, like, acting kind of weird. Like, there's something wrong with them that made him like that. And with Arthur, society turned him into the Joker, into who he is. And in the end of the trailer, how we see him dancing on the stairs. Like, in the beginning, I trouble going up the stairs, and then now that he's the Joker, it's more like easier to go down the stairs. So, like, instead of rising, you know, he went down. That's kind of like us when they tell us, like, oh, like, just like, walk forward. Like, walk forward, don't go back. And then just seeing Arthur going up the stairs, like, struggling with his life, and then just going back the stairs, like, all easy. That means, like, he just descended into insanity. And then how he said that all his life he thought that it was a tragedy. Now he realized that it's a comedy. That's like saying life doesn't matter. Like, life doesn't matter. Like, it's just a comedy. We're not here for a purpose. We're just here to freaking do whatever we want. Like, it's just a comedy, right? Like, we don't have to do serious stuff with our lives. Like, it's just for fun. It's just, like how you said, right? Like a comedy. So now he's getting a comedy of his life on Joker. Like, Arthur, like, struggling, normal, happy, Arthur, and now he's gonna make a comedy of that life, doing the opposite. So it's kind of like the opposite day, like opposite. Like, if you're sad and depressed, then you turn happy. If you're happy, then, like, But since he said that his life is a comedy, that's like saying, like, I don't give a damn about life anymore. Like, we're here just to, like, have fun. But since he already became the Joker, he's saying, like, oh, people are supposed to be good, but I see now that people are evil. So my life was just a lie. I'm gonna be how how humanity really is, just destructive. So he just goes insane and just does crime and evil stuff. because that's how Arthur sees now. Like the world's crazy, it's violent. So now that I'm the Joker, like I finally did something to reality that I'm gonna be the embodiment of how society is. Society is destructive and crazy. I'm gonna be destructive and crazy. Sorry about that. I know it's cringy. And like, yeah, that's it. That's like the real theme of the Joker trailer. Anyone can become the Joker. We can all take so much until we break. And poor sweet innocent Arthur, just society turned him into this. It wasn't the chemicals, it was society. I'm guessing the world does create their own monsters. I'm not a philosopher, I'm just saying what I'm saying in my head. But yeah, like anyone else can become the Joker. And I quote this from the Spider Man game. These are the years where a man changes into the man he's going to become for the rest of his life. Just be careful who you change into. And to be honest, Arthur was a good man. He turned to be a good man. But society changed him into that man that he's going to change for the rest of his life. Alright? I feel bad for this Joker because he was an innocent man. And then society turns him into this. You know? I'm not gonna say that society is corrupted or anything. It's just that some people are just bad that make society look bad. All right, like like how it said it with me, like on the news. Like instead of saying like dogs and puppies and all that stuff, I was just rape, violence, war, crime, and honestly, that's getting into me. But I need to get tougher skin because honestly, it scares. Like my mom gets scared when I talk about that. Like during dinner or something like that. Like I'm just like, oh, like society's this, you know, like we're slowly like, and sometimes I ask myself, where are we going? I don't know if society, if humanity is going, is evolving for the good or bad. I don't know. But like I said, I need to get tougher skin because honestly, it scares my mom when I tell her about how I see society, you know, like everybody sees society differently and their own personal point of view, you know. But like I'm not a philosopher. I'm not Aristotle or Plato, but I'm just describing how I see society. And I may not be smart with politics and society. I'm kind of done with that thing. But I'm just how I see society. Like sometimes I ask myself, like, where are we going? Like we're going downhill or uphill? I don't know. But I ask my I ask myself that time sometimes. But again, I'm not letting society get to me. All right. I don't know, guys. But thanks for listening. This was my Joker thoughts and discussion, and the most realistic Joker. Don't throw him onto chemicals. Throw him to how the world is today, or in this case, how society was back then in the 80s. I don't know, guys. See, this is what I'm saying. Sweet innocent Arthur turned into this because of how, you know, the world's going nuts, and it is true. The world is going nuts. But who are the people that can make it better? I think the only people that can make society better is the sane persons. The world is a dangerous place, and I don't know if it's gonna get better or get worse. Anyone can become the Joker. It can get any one of us. It just takes one bad day to make a person insane. Later, guys. Thanks for enjoying my discussion and my thoughts of the of Joker. And until next time.